For 20 years, could I not separate myself from that narcissistic spiderweb? Because there were other influences trying to not let me do so. Why? Because I am a woman. I am a woman. I am a woman. Just like you guys that are watching my channel, just like you women who are watching my channel. That's why you've been met with such opposition. That's why you've been met with such deceit. They've been trying to tear you down from the moment you came out your mama, woman. Because you are powerful. The energy that is inside you is not like anybody else's energy. It's just not. It's not like anybody else's energy. Your energy is different. Your energy is different. If you're anything like me, I don't know. Because I'm one of a kind. But you may have traits like me. I'm literally one of a kind. But you may have traits like me. You may resonate with some of the things that I say. And if you are one that has not engaged in same sex, which is a ritual, y'all. It really is a ritual. Because they were trying to use that. They've been trying to seduce me with same sex, y'all, since I was a kid. They really have been. But can I be completely honest with y'all? As a young kid, as a young girl, I was turned off by the smell of vaginas. I really was. I really was. And as a kid, you know, there's no infections, there's nothing. So it's just a natural smell. I don't care for it. I really don't. I mean, I appreciate it when I smell it on me now because I know I'm free from diseases and any infections, yeast infections, whatever the case may be. So I appreciate it and I love it, but I don't care for it. Like, I love it because it means that my body is balanced, my pH is balanced, which means I am in alignment, which means that I can create and manifest my abundance because I'm manifesting a way about of my own mental prison, not this space, because this space is actually a safe space for me to grow. I know my demons, and I know the demons that are around me, so they don't move me anymore. If anything, I send them healing. That's why I don't yell anymore. I'm not fussing and arguing anymore. I'm not doing that. It's no need to. I did all that before. So if we can't talk calmly, then I don't want to talk. Now, that's not to say that I know I still have triggers, but my old triggers are not triggers. There's some new triggers that's going to come up because there's some stuff that I haven't uncovered about myself. Listen, I'm not just healing this life. I'm healing my past life and my ancestors' life. So I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Because each day I get better. And each day you will get better too, I promise you. You're just putting the pieces together. Don't get frustrated. I got frustrated with myself. Anytime I tell you not to do something, it's because I did it to myself. Anytime I specifically say don't do it, it's because I did it to myself. And I got frustrated with myself because I felt like I was so smart and I felt like I was so intelligent and I felt like, why is it not coming together? Because it's not supposed to come together. I can do any and everything that I possibly can within my power, but there's always divine timing. So in the meantime, even though I can be like, oh, I'm ready now, and if it doesn't happen in whatever time frame I have given myself, I don't even give myself time frames anymore. That was a lesson that I learned. So if you're giving yourself time frames, stop it. God doesn't work on our time. And I did that consistently for 3 years, and look where I'm at right now. And this is a lesson for y'all, and I'm okay with that. I recognize that I have to experience things first to the minimal, to the minute. And it infuriates me. Because I know me and I know I can pick up on things that quickly. But when they don't change in that time frame, it's like, well, what's the problem? And then I start internalizing that. So don't do that. It's not you. It's not you. If things are not happening right now at your pace, it's because God does not want it to happen right now. And God knows your life. And he can definitely send your ancestors to block. My ancestors was blocking left and right, and I didn't even know it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to my honorable ancestors. You got to get connected with your ancestors because they are who you are going to need in this time frame. And your higher power. And your higher self. You are not in this by yourself. You are not in this by yourself. I don't know how I can express that to you, but you are not in this by yourself. And if you watch any of those other videos that I have in the beginning, you will know that I felt alone. I felt by myself. For me to sit here and tell you that you're not by yourself is because I know. I know it. I know it. I know it. I know it. And you do too. Even though you've suffered trials and tribulations, you're still here. You're still here. By the grace of God, you are still here. You came out bruised. You came out bruised. You got a lot of scars. But the best part of you is hidden, my love. Whenever that traumatic incident happened, it's like God snatched a part of, and this is how I'm looking at it from my life, and this is how it's just now coming to me. So I'm explaining it to my inner child as I'm explaining it to you, as I see it now, and I'm seeing it. And I don't know when my traumatic incident happened for it to spark my eating habit and all that. I don't know. I'm still on that journey. But what I just seen in my head, it's like whenever that initial traumatic incident happened, whenever it happened, whether you were a kid, whether you were a baby, and you yourself don't even remember, like you have no recollection, because some of us don't remember. There may be a couple that remember when they were born or have memories of when they were born, but for the majority of us, we don't know anything from the time we were born to about 3 or 4. My earliest memory is at the age of 4, but I don't remember like my life in detail at the age of 4. It's just like maybe key moments, right? But whenever that incident happened, whenever you were violated, whenever you were violated in any way, whether it was sexual, whether it was physical, like a beating, burned, tortured, whatever it may be, sex trafficking, whenever anything traumatic happens, when you disassociate from your body, to me, that is God saving us. It's like God goes in, when he knows it's about to happen, he goes in and he snatches a piece of your soul out and he holds it. He holds it. And he guards it. And then he brings in your ancestors to guard it, and they will fight to the death for that piece of soul. So if your friends and stuff are all of a sudden going and having difficult times, it's because spiritually they are against you. You're sitting by watching it, and you're probably consoling them, which if you are, understand this, and you have to understand this by reading the 108 laws that govern this universe. There is a law, which is the 107th law, that states divine flow. No, that's not the one I'm talking about. Oh, that's divine flow is the 107th law, so you must look at that law. But there is a law that states where you can take on someone else's karma unintentionally. And I did so much research on that because I'm like, how do you do that? Because there's a lot of videos out there that tell you, don't take on someone else's karma. Don't do this, don't do that. But they never tell you, what does that look like? It looks like you helping out someone who's spiritually against you. That's what it looks like. That's what it looked like for me. That's what it looked like in my research. And that's what it is. So if you have someone who's spiritually against you, mind you, in this avatar, and I'm still holding the soul. I'm still talking because this is God. I'm still holding the soul. But if you have someone, I need to break this down. If you have someone who is spiritually against you, it will show up in the 3D as them not supporting you, as them gaslighting you, as them not loving on you or returning or reciprocating the affection, the support that you are. That's what it looks like. If they are against you spiritually, that's what it looks like. But even in that moment with the girl, she didn't understand why. And when we, reconnected years later, she was apologetic. We didn't even speak about what happened. She just knew and understood. I gave you time. But I didn't recognize that she was fighting demons then. And that she's still fighting them now because she was unhealed. But whatever happened in her life, I recognize in her over and understand that those demons got to her early. They didn't get to me until I was like in my 30s. So that's why I can draw a distinction between the two, and I can see the two worlds distinctly, because up until I was 30, I lived in the 3D world, but my intuition was on fire because I wasn't smoking at the time. I drank sociably and maybe had a glass of wine, every now and then, but other than that, and I was for the most part eating good because I like to cook, but I also did like fast food, and fast food is the number one stop shop to messing up your spiritual gifts because of the chemicals. And that's also the food that turns on your extra estrogen or your extra testosterone, and vice versa, whatever gender you are currently in. So there's that part too. Okay? But whatever you went through, don't know why I went down that part, but I guess. Listen, y'all. And I know, let me just explain why I keep saying that. It's because I am aware of it now. Before I used to just talk. Even when I was at the one that I thought was my twin sister, which was my twin flame, just was the evil, demonic part, because she was Black Moon Lilith. Black Moon Lilith. That's the energy she possessed. And to me, let me just say this, because this came out too. Oh my goodness, I still got the soul. I got to get back to that part. But I will. So Black Moon Lilith. I had to do some research because I discovered something, and I wanted to see if my theory was true, and it was. But before I patent it, I don't even know if anybody else knows this, but before I patent it, because I recognize that when I put stuff out there, and if I am unable to capitalize on it, somebody else will capitalize on it. And this is no shade, I recognize that energy is fluid. And so if I don't capitalize on the energy that I put out there, someone else will pick it up and run with it. And that's okay, because we all share. So I am learning to hold my gems close to me, like God holds that piece of our spirit that was traumatized, that was almost traumatized, because he snatched it out. He snatched a piece of it out before it could be affected. Could be infected, okay? With poison, with hate, with low self-esteem, okay? So I noticed something as I'm doing my deep sea diving, going down the rabbit hole, is that some of the tarot readers embody Black Moon Lilith energy, and they promote it. They promote that energy. But Black Moon Lilith energy is also tied to the romance, Nazi, gay agenda, obliterate the woman, okay? And I'm getting back to that because this piece of your soul is going to help you reclaim your womanhood, okay? That's why I'm still holding it, okay? So, yesterday I was curious because I noticed something in my studies and I wanted to see if it was factual. So I looked up to see if Black Moon Lilith was associated with the Roman Empire and all of the gay antics, and sure as fire she was. She was. And it's crazy that there are tarot readers that are promoting it. On the sly though. They're not saying, oh, be gay. They're not saying that. And they're not promoting it. They even say things like, oh, I'm not into that. I'm not this and I'm not that. But will tell you to embody the Black Moon Lilith energy. Part of that energy is that lifestyle. Okay? Part of that energy is not wanting to be married. Part of that energy is, now, I do get how the Matrix capitalized on owning that energy when they make you do a marriage certificate and all that other crap. That's another story. However, there are ways around that part. You can be married in spirit and don't have to ever sign a piece of paper. You feel what I'm saying? We were married back in slavery days when it was illegal. We didn't have a piece of paper to declare that. We knew it in our hearts, right? I do not want no another entity bound in my unions at all. Not at all. So there's that part too. But Black Moon Lilith is an energy, and Black Moon Lilith was also the first wife of Adam. This is just in my, and I've not gone deep into the religious rabbit hole, so this is just surface information. So if it piques your interest, by all means, go ahead and do your deep sea diving, because it may be more relevant on that aspect for your life. But right now, this is what I'm gathering from what, because all this is coming together from me just writing in my journal. And I didn't even write in my journal yet. I stopped at obliterate. And we already 51 minutes and 5 seconds in. So, I really need to get some water, but I don't want to lose my train of thought. So, Black Moon Lilith is for the shits. She was bisexual. I think they called her pansexual or something. I think I read in one article, because I read numerous articles. And they all basically said the same thing. Which to me is also the corrupt. Don't judge me. I'm just putting this together myself right now. It's the corrupt feminine energy. Because let me let you know this. If you are dealing with sexual energies of both female and of both feminine and masculine energy, there's a whole lot of confusion going on in your mind. Because some of them, and if you are engaging, I'm just being honest, this is just from my experience and having slept with 2 demons myself, let me just let you know, yeah, that part. If you're sleeping with multiple people and you're having multiple people enter your womb, let me let you know this. This is for my women specifically. You are allowing demons to poke holes in your magical field, in your auric field, in your energetic field, in your womb shield. In your womb shield. Your womb is a shield because your womb is heaven. Your womb is magical. So if they can taint your womb, infections, throw off your body chemistry, pH balance. If they can infect you, you will be so confused. And in essence, they are stealing your essence. They are stealing your energy. You are healing them, but you are killing yourself by sleeping with demonic spirits and men who are not healed and who are toxic, not just in their behavior or in their thought process or in their emotions, but what they eat as well. Funky sperm. Sorry I had to say that. And for my divine masculines, and I know my channel is like basically geared towards women, and I am expanding, but right now I'm healing myself and I'm healing the divine feminine inside of me and the women that are out there. So men, you will get your turn, but it is time for us to take care of ourselves. But there is a caveat, because I do need you to know this as well. Men, if you are a divine counterpart, if you are in tune with God's spirit, your ancestors, and you are having sex with these demonic, ratchet women, and every woman that's ratchet is not demonic. Let me let you know that. Because I can get a little ratchet too. I'm not demonic. But all those women that are not clean and they're having multiple sex with other people or all that stuff, and they're not keeping themselves clean, they are draining your energy and they are attaching demonic succubus energies from you. And they're stealing your gifts and you are confused. You don't even know who you are anymore. You're engaging in behaviors that you don't even recognize yourself to do. It's because you had sex with a demon, my love. She don't look like a demon on the outside, but if you saw what I saw when I saw old boy in the spirit and what I saw in the bathroom, I'm looking at the person, and in one instance, the person had just walked out the bathroom, but that spirit still lingered, perched on the toilet. I saw it. And in the dude that I slept with, I saw his demon, but I thought I was hallucinating. I thought I was going crazy, and I didn't think what I saw was real. I didn't. I turned on the light so quick to look at his skin, and because he looked chocolate and fine, I still went ahead with it. Lessons learned. Demons don't look like, they look like you. But you gotta have eyes to see. You gotta clean yourself up. You gotta purify yourself. And when you do, though, when you get back into alignment, then God can take your piece of soul and give it back. And this piece, whatever piece he saved, whatever piece he snatched out of you, whatever piece it was, it can cleanse you and it can help you. And it will help you get back in contact with God. But he can't give it back to you. He can't. It's like soul retrieval. It's time to retrieve your soul back. It's time to retrieve that piece of soul that God got. And the only way to do that is to sit still and clarify yourself, purify yourself. That's the only way to do it. And when you do, God will give it back to you. You'll go to sleep. Your days will start getting better. Your mind will start getting clearer. And everything. I promise. I am literally living proof. My entire channel is living proof. It's not going to come back right away. You got to do some work. You got to cleanse your body. You got to heal that trauma. He can't put that clean, pristine, white, not eggshell white, but white, beautiful, radiant light, that piece of soul back in your body. He can't give it back to you if you are still tortured, if you're still abusing your body. You can't do it because you need to be consciously aware of how to take care of that piece so it doesn't allow for that that hurt and that pain and that abuse to come back in your life. Yeah, you're going to be challenged throughout to see if you still remember how to love yourself. See if you still remember to put God first and to honor your ancestors. To see if you still remember to be humble. You're gonna be tested. You're going to be tested. To whom much is given, much is required. There's levels to this. And we leveling up. Because we're coming into union with ourselves. That's the best part. All the rest of that part is like gravy. It's like icing on the cake. It's like the whipped cream in your hot chocolate. Because your hot chocolate is already good. But the whipped cream is just a little bit extra. You know? Pancakes are already good. But when you add blueberries to it, it's just extra good. Okay? Listen, my loves. You are stronger than you think, more powerful than you know, and more protected than you feel. And I haven't said that in a while. So the fact that I'm saying it now, that means somebody here needed to hear that. You are, though. You are. It does not feel like it. I know it does not feel like it. But until you can purify your mind, body, spirit, and soul, you can't trust your feelings. I'm going to say that again. Until you purify your mind, that means until you can differentiate between what your thoughts are, what God's thoughts are, and what the devil thoughts are, or the negative thoughts are, or the demonic thoughts are. That's purifying. When you can differentiate between the two. When you can know that there's programming in your mind from your subconscious that makes you act out, that makes you say and do certain things. You're purifying. You're helping to purify. You're building a brick wall between that. It's no longer you saying it's you. Because for the longest time, I thought it was me. And every tarot reader I read, every spiritualist that I watched, they were like, I did say every tarot that I read. That wasn't a Freudian slip, or was it? I wasn't just watching, I guess. I guess not, after she called me a bitch. Now I'm thinking back on all the other tarot readers that I sensed something, but was like, they don't know me. And I'm not in competition with them, but they were clearly in competition with me. And I don't know why. I really don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, I get it. Because this is a whole nother matrix type thing with spirituality that they want you to get involved in with the competition. But I'm staying in my own lane. I'm not in competition with anybody. I learned from every tarot reader, every spiritualist, everything that I watched on YouTube. I learned from them. And I am very grateful for that. So when I watched them, I wasn't thinking of competition because I'm on a learning journey. I'm on a spiritual journey. I am learning from them. But the fact that that emotion came up in them was just telling to me. Anywho. Once you purify your mind, then clarity comes, okay? Purifying your heart, that's forgiveness. Not just forgiveness for other people, but basically you have to start with forgiving yourself. It's going to begin with forgiving other people because you're going to think that that is the road to healing yourself, but that's not. It's not. I'm here to tell you, it's part of it, but it's not. When you get to the part where you look at yourself and you heal yourself first. But remember, we're such in a fog, and we're coming out of a fog that we are going off what we're feeling. And what we're feeling is that you hurt me, you let me down, you did this, you did that, you did this, and you did that. Okay, it always begins there. It's like you start with the outer realm of the circle. You got 3 rings around you. The first one is going to be, your job and your associates. The second one is going to be your family and friends. But that inside ring is you. Okay, that inside ring is you. That is you and your energy that you if you take your arms out and put them out to your side, that is your energetic bubble. That is how widespread your energetic field is. That's why when someone comes close, you can feel a difference in your energy. If you are clear of mind, body, soul, and spirit, you have to get alignment, because right now you're probably thinking that it's you. Yesterday I went walking and I recognized it instantaneously that it wasn't me. And then I seen somebody drive around, and that's the second time I've gotten confirmation that when I feel that type of energy, I know who it is, because I thought it was a couple and it wasn't. And I wrote about it. And it was this person again. And it's like a tightening. But I recognize that energy signature. And so now I have built a wall between my energy and other people's energy. Now, there was a second where I second guessed, remember? Because I was walking and I thought it was a couple. And it was like, okay. I didn't second guess if it was me, though. I recognized it wasn't me. Okay. So when you get to your heart and you forgive the people, you forgive your job for doing whatever trash they did to you. You forgive your family and your friends because you know they know not what they do, because they aren't connected to the spirit and they're not connected to themselves right now because they are emotionally unintelligent. Just like I was. When you act out in anger, when you respond negatively, when you respond in anger, it's always because you are disconnected from your emotions, and something or an entity is guiding those emotions. And sometimes they don't even hear you because they are blocked. Okay. Then you get to where you hear yourself physically, and that's putting the right things in your body to bring your body back to its original state. Healthy, in tune. Okay. And that can mean a number of things for a number of people, because we are all different. We all have different body chemistries. What's good for me may not be good for your body makeup. You know what I mean? So you have to do your own research on that part. No need for me to even go into that part. You just have to eat clean. Eat clean. Dr. Sebi said, and the Bible says, so let me just quote the Bible because I'm quoting Dr. Sebi saying the Bible. Quoting the Bible. The herbs are for the healing. And I looked it up in the Bible. There are so many quotes in the Bible where it says the herbs of the land are your healing. It didn't say the animals. And don't get me wrong. Listen, this is no judgment. I used to consume tons of meat. And the other day I was craving some fish. I wanted some fried fish. And I'm probably going to oblige that craving. Now, I make fish out of chickpeas, and it's very good, but I've been craving some fish. Now, I may go ahead and look up and do another, because I've done a vegan fish recipe, so I don't know if this is the devil or not, but I do know that I pray over my food. And there's that part. I don't need to go into anything else. But I eat clean for the most part. I love salads. I've always loved salads. I've loved salads. I've loved salads. I've loved salads. And so I'm like a connoisseur